What? All right, boom. I'm waiting. NXT just went off the air. This is Unpopular Review, the NXT edition. You got the Great Grand Poobah and the Wrestling Doll. And not only are we talking about NXT, it is my co-host's birthday. And this is the birthday bash, the NXT review show. We're going to talk all about that after this very quick intro. Intro.
You've been muted again. I didn't do it.
You know what it is? My computer is so slow. I've been saying for the longest time, hey, I'm going to work on this computer and make sure because it's so slow. But guys, this is Unpopular Review, the NXT review show. I am the Great Grand Poobah, a.k.a. Badguy Jack, and I'm joined with my co-host on Tuesday nights, the Wrestling Doll. But Wrestling Doll, today's your birthday.
Yes, it is.
And this is not just a review about NXT, it is the birthday celebration. So real quick, please take the floor. Why don't you tell the lovely people how you're doing? And also tell them how is your birthday going so far?
Well, I've been pretty damn good. I'm only slightly disappointed that I wasn't able to go to NXT today so I could actually be there in person on my birthday and be one of those people with the sign that says it's my birthday. But it's okay because I'm here with everybody for UPR to celebrate my special day. And it's been a fun day. I've only started my new job yesterday, and today I got a birthday cake at my job.
Ooh, what kind of cake did you get, Don?
Ice cream cake.
You know what? Ice cream cake is pretty fantastic. I mean, you can't. I'm a coconut cake kind of guy, but you cannot go wrong with ice cream cake. Where was it from, Don?
I think actually, I don't know. They just brought the cake like straight out, like no box or anything. So I'm not sure exactly where it was from. All I know is a classic good old chocolate vanilla cake with the chocolate crunchies in the middle. Woof.
Woo!
That's how you know it's good.
If
he make that noise, that's how you know it's good.
Jeez. That means that cake was fantastic. And you know what, guys? The NXT review show, we sing happy birthday here on NXT. So guys in the chat, I see you guys in the chat. I see you, George. I see you, Roddy. And I see you, Jeffrey. Let's sing it, guys. Jeffrey, you take drums. George, sit there. Roddy, I don't know if you have a singing voice, but I'm the lead singer here, so we're going to do it. Let me get my voice together. Oh, God. Can I still be heard?
Yes.
Nope. I'm sorry, I knocked my headset off, but let's do this. Let's sing it. Can I be heard? I want to make sure. Can I be heard?
Yes, you can.
All right. Let's sing it, guys. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I know them vocals are crazy, right? Happy birthday, dear Wrestling Doll. Ooh. Happy birthday to you. Let's give it to her, guys. Happy birthday, Wrestling Doll. And Christopher, you suck. I wanted to throw that out there. That's my other gift. Fantastic. Boom. I'm going to write that down because that is going to be something later. And this pen is dead. This is bullshit. Someone write down the time that I sung this because I will be sharing this again because my vocals were great. Happy birthday, Wrestling Doll. We are all glad that you are here. And thank you for all that you do for Unpopular Review.
Stop. You're going to make me cry.
I would cry too, but I want to mess up my mascara. You know,
I'd cry happy tears for that.
There we go. We got we got Jeffrey. What is it? After Jack started, I dropped out. I think I heard a cat yell. Jeffrey is very rude. Is H-Man in the chat?
No, he's not there yet.
Roderick, you're in charge now. Take away 5 points from Jeffrey
But he
for
said he
being
came in
rude.
here to make you rant.
You know what? Take 10 points away from you, Roddy. How rude. But let's talk about NXT. What did you think about NXT as a whole, wrestling doll, tonight?
I enjoyed it tonight. It was a pretty good. It was a pretty good episode tonight.
This was a
Nothing
fun.
bad to say. Some stuff I saw coming, some stuff I didn't see coming. But it was a pretty good show.
This was a fun show. I thought they had some really good stuff. There was some things that I feel like tonight they just really wanted to advance a lot of. Good job, George. -5 points. George is the new point guard. We're gonna call him the point guard until H-Man get here. Then you're gonna be replaced. I'm sorry, I just replaced people. I thought this was fun. I thought that they advanced a lot of stories. I missed the first 5 minutes, so I'm not gonna hold you guys.
So basically, I'll talk about it since I saw the first 5 minutes.
Woo! Take the floor, birthday girl.
So we started with the NXT, the new. I'm not gonna be like the new People's Champion, but our generation's People's Champion in Becky Lynch, talking about how she's happy to be here representing the NXT brand, going on a world tour with it, basically, and saying how this championship is important because of the NXT universe. And we're all happy and we're celebrating her victory. And Tiffany comes out and spoils her fun because she's all bitter and upset that she lost to Becky, which, mind you, that was the only good match that Tiffany Stratton had in her entitled title defense. Ooh. In her 107 days of being champion. I said it. Her reign has been boring because every other match she has lost, not lost, she won by luck from the ref not seeing her tap, or because somebody distracted her opponent or the ref and she picked up the victory from that. I cannot respect somebody who's been a champion by winning like that every single time. So she comes out basically saying how she deserves her rematch, how Becky is not the best, that if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here in the first place, being the champion, being the sixth woman to be a Grand Slam champion. Mm-hmm. And Becky goes to her like, you can't out-talk me, so we'll just fight it out. And so Tiffany was about to leave, and Becky attacked her and beat her down. But then Kiana came in and attacked her with Tiffany because Kiana was like, "Oh, I don't want you here, Becky. Just go away." And then we ended up with a 2-on-1 handicap match for the main event tonight.
I gotta sit here and say real quick that you nailed the situation, this whole segment very well. Shout out to you, because like I missed the first 5 minutes because I gotta take naps these days. Like naps are cool. I'm gonna throw that out there. But you nailed this all down pat. I missed the first few minutes of this promo. I was informed that Becky wasn't earlier in the promo that a lot of the audience was not feeling Becky. I don't know if it stems from her winning the championship. I don't know if just the NXT crowd just wanted to think they're so edgy, you know. But I missed that part, and it sets up for later in the night. We're gonna have Becky, and she wants to take on both these girls, Tiffany and Kiana James. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Let's get into the chat real quick. Because you guys are a big part of the show. We got I know I see Warman in there. We see Jeffrey say he'll take the -5 points. Crazy Joe, that's the Diesel to my Bret Hart. Shout out to you, sir. We got Roddy. Roddy, we'll call him Roddy. We'll just call him Roddy. How's that, Roddy? We'll call you that. Roddy, I know you're kind of new to the program, but when I used to review NXT and Roderick Strong was on there, we used to call him #SadRod. Now he's called Neckrod, which don't sound very appropriate. He wants to just irritates me. Roddy, you do a fantastic job. He's the antagonizer. We got George. Tiffany Stratton as NXT Women's Champion was laughable. Tiffany's jealous because Becky is well known. Well, yeah, Becky's been around. I mean, when she said she'd been around for a decade, I was like, damn, 10 years flew by that fast.
Basically.
But Tiffany is somebody Tiffany, they're gonna build around her. I mean, she's somebody I would say in the next 5, maybe even 10, but I'm gonna just say 5. that they're going to build around him. You know, she's going to continue to grow. Matter of fact, real quick, before we go any further, right? Wrestling Doll. Now it's Brace Rod. It is Brace Rod. Real quick, you know, there's all this conversation right now, right, about Jay Cargill. And I think this is a great place to just have this conversation. Yesterday, Mike Knox, he did a fantastic job. Mike Knox, the Mike Knox show, you can check him out at 6 p.m. for the Intelligent Wrestling fans. I know a lot of you guys are in the chat with him because I know you guys are smart. What do you think about Jay Cargill going to NXT? Oh, that's the. Oh, I didn't know if you heard me. I'm sorry.
No, I heard you.
Okay.
Let's see. Do I want to see Jade Cargill on my TV screen once again, being built up like the dominant champion woman that she's supposedly supposed to look like? Even though she is still as green as Shotzi's hair was before she chopped it all off for her sister. Enough said.
You know, I want to say something.
I don't care for Jade Cargill. She's overrated. She's not the greatest in-ring talent. And she's a somewhat decent talker, but she's not even that great either.
So, you know, it's funny. I see Jeffrey in the chat. He said that's a no, LOL. Because there was such a silence in between. I was like, can I be heard? Jade Cargill going into the Performance Center. I think that's so beneficial for her. I want to say some thoughts because we didn't have a show this past Sunday or Monday because we put it out on Mondays for the Big Pop. But my thoughts on here is her being in the Performance Center is going to be so beneficial for her. When you have minds like Shawn Michaels, Norman Smalley, that I had to be reminded, I forgot that he was still there, but Norman Smalley, William Regal, I believe, is still in NXT. And there's a bunch of other minds. I just can't rattle them all off at the top of my head. But I sit here and go, I think she's in good hands if, you know, she's really at the Performance Center and she is there. I would sit there and say, I think she'll be fine. I think these are individuals who can help her. Because Jade, I'll admit, wrestling is her weakest point. I think character-wise, she nails it. You give her a mic. I think she's passable. And I just think that there's so much potential in her. I mean, when you look at someone like Jade Cargill, I mean, for God's sake, I feel like, and I don't think you guys would be insulted in the chat. I can think we can all sit here and admit she's in better shape than everybody in this chat. And me included. I mean, I know I look like a Kryptonian, but I am human. I know it's hard to believe. But I think it would be beneficial for her. And there's also this women's tournament that they haven't announced when this is happening, right? There's no timetable for it. Maybe they have her in there. And then also, too, and I just want to throw this out, one last thing. If you have her on the Performance Center NXT, you keep her down here for 6 months. I'd say a year, 6 months to a year. And I would stick by that because you don't rush that. As tempting as it might be, let's just throw her in the main roster. Don't do that. That's you're setting her up. So I thought it was important that we touched on that, especially with us being the NXT show. And we touch on that. We got the PC will give her all she needs to grow. I agree with that on Jeffrey. They're pushing her to the main roster. No, you don't do that right away. And that's not a smart move. I think you.
You know what that does? It buries whoever they push to the main roster right away.
It's not even necessarily bury. I think you expose her. I think right now you just need the time to. You need to water her. You need to take.
She was exposed the entire time she worked at AEW.
So with AEW, and I don't know enough about AEW. If somebody's an AEW fan, please correct me. They don't have a performance center like WWE. They
don't.
They have
a lot of the people that work there have their own schools and all that. So some of them train over there, or they train at other schools that they have,
right? Or
from other people that they go to. So
right, and I just think it's a different atmosphere when you're in the performance center compared to, I think Dustin have a school, and I believe
QT Marshall.
Yeah, and I believe she was also training underneath Daniel Bryan. I don't know if he have a school or anything like that. So those are great, but I just think it's a different atmosphere when you are. What is going on, New H Man? He says hi there. So today's Wrestling Doll's birthday.
Yes.
Shout out. I agree with. I see. There's a lot of agreement with Jeffrey and George. The G group. We're gonna call them the G Squad. I agree, Jeffrey. But WWE is pushing it to the main roster. No, I respectfully disagree. Jay Cargill was wrestling jobbers in AEW to make her undefeated. No, that's not true.
Well, most of
That's
the
not
time
true.
she was. Most of the time she was.
But she also
She
faced.
would bring in random indie wrestlers to wrestle her for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then she would look strong by putting them in the jaded.
Not you. I'm sorry. She faced. I know she faced Russo, and there's a bunch of other names I just can't think of because I watch AEW. I promise you guys, I watch it. I just can't name every little thing that happened. And there's an AEW fan somewhere just punched a hole in the wall. But I thought that was important to mention it. Let's also talk about because we're still talking about NXT. We still got some
Yes, and speaking of that, a
Sure, you
big
wanna take the floor?
congratulations to Tate and Paxley and Big Body Holly for their engagement.
Yes. Yes. I didn't want to reveal all this, but Body, he hit me up. Mr. Body hit me up and he said, yo, I like this girl. What do I do? And I said, yo, if you really
Proposed
like
to her on the beach.
yeah, and I gave him that idea. I said you can also be shirtless because that's how you send a message. You have to be shirtless.
As he likes to be.
Yes. You know what I do when I make a turkey sandwich? I'm just shirtless. I just right there. That's how you send a message. So I told him, be shirtless. Tell her how you feel, and also say a poem. He said I'm not good at that, and I said, bro, I know a bunch of poems because I listen to Tupac. He didn't listen to me, but he listened to me about being shirtless. So shout out to them. Congratulations to the newly engaged couple because they look very happy. And I'm just glad that I didn't see Javi and Tatum sing Drunken Love on the beach because there's a lot of yelling in that song. Let's get into this match. We had Butch and Taylor Bate. These guys have so much history. Listen, though, I don't know if you, because I know there's a lot of matches that you're catching up on with things, but, I say Butch, I'm sorry, Pete Dunne and Taylor Bate had so many wars. Have you seen any of this stuff previously before this match?
No, I haven't really. I have NXT UK saved on my watch list on Peacock. Still haven't watched it.
If you ever get an opportunity, sorry, hiccups. You ever get an opportunity, please check these matches out. These guys deliver. These guys are really
like tonight.
Really, they had a really good match. I sit here and go, so you have 12 minutes in this match, right? This is Group A of this tournament for the Heritage Cup. And you give these guys time, these guys are going to really deliver. I thought they did pretty good in this 12 minutes that they had. I honestly thought that they were not going to have an actual winner here. I didn't think that we were going to get it because they mentioned we're at the 1 minute mark. And I said, I don't know if we're going to finish here. But they were able to finish in this match. And I thought they did really good for the 12 minutes that they got. If you give them more time, these guys are going to cook. Watch your back, Gordon Ramsay. That was a funny. Jeffrey, 5 points for me, please. And I thought this was good. I liked the spots where they took each other's finishers. But I also like what Butch did here. So he went for the bitter end, but he changed it up into like a driver and pinned Tyler Bate. And I was surprised that was going to get the win. So Butch getting the win, and he moves on to the finals. I thought this was some really good stuff. I thought it was a fun match. Wrestling Dog, please take the floor. What did you think? And also, guys in the chat, what did you guys think?
Well, I enjoyed that match when they were talking about like the history that those two had last week on NXT. I figured this is going to be a hell of a match that's going to make me want to watch more of their stuff before an NXT UK before the Butch madness that they created with it. But I love seeing me some good old Pete Dunne action in that ring. And I can't wait for more. I can't wait for that finals match next week that we gonna have.
Pete Dunne is fantastic. I know a lot of people were not a fan when they made the transition to Butch, but I appreciate that even though he's Butch, he's still Pete Dunne. You know, I saw this really cool clip. If I can just say this real quick, on I don't know what episode of SmackDown it was, but there was a guy. He was in the front row, and he was taking pictures with the wrestlers, and he did something with Pete Dunne. He took a picture, and Pete Dunne did the thing where he snapped the fingers and stuff. I just thought stuff like that was cool. Pete Dunne is a star, man. Like, he would have been the longest NXT UK champion, and then someone called Walter showed up and said, "Stop it." He said, "Yep, it absolutely." Nope.
He said, "Nope."
He said, "Nope." We have let's go into the segment. We had JC Jane and Thea Hell. They're going shopping. I just want to say real quick, if I can, I know I can because I have a microphone and headset, so you guys have no choice but to hear me. Shout out to the chat. See, I'm the top babyface here in Unpopular Review. Let's get that going, babyface Jack. Let's get that hashtag going. Yes. We have JC Jane and Thea Hell. JC Jane is such a good friend. You know, I appreciate that she got her Thea out of the clutches of Andre Chase, who is a bully, by the way. I appreciate JC sitting there saying, you know, let's switch up your style a little bit. You know, you're not a little girl. You're not 5. You're not Dora the Explorer. Let's switch this up. I'm not going to lie. And I was speaking to one Shay Sawyer, a.k.a. Sawyer, and I immediately wanted to write her because there's a spot where JC Jane says, need more leather. And you know Sawyer was punching the air because she has something against people with leather. Rude. But I dig, and I see George in the chat. He says JC Jane and Thea are going to be a tag team. Yes. But for how long is the question?
Probably less time than JC and Gigi.
Gigi was holding JC Jane down. I'm glad JC Jane saw the light. I see the light too because I don't wear contacts, and I saw it, and I said, good for you. So shout out to JC Jane. And if anyone have a problem with JC Jane, you have a problem with me, and you don't want to have a problem with me because I have very bad handwriting, and I would just write on your wall. What do we have next? Do you want to add anything to this? Because we have Duke Hudson against Joe Coffey. I don't know. Yeah, you know, I hear that and I understand exactly how the dogs feel because we had Duke Hudson against, yes, I hear you, against Joe Coffey. See, I hear the anger and I get it. I feel that same anger. I'm full of anger right now. Duke Hudson went against Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey beats Duke. I don't like this. You know why Duke lost? Someone asked me why Duke lost. Because Andre Chase was in his corner. You can't trust Andre Chase is bad luck. He's like if you walk underneath a ladder, or if you split a pole, or if I'm not even gonna hold you, wrestling doll. I realize you're wearing the GG hat, but at first I thought it was the Raiden hat from Mortal Kombat. I was gonna say, did she just turn into Raiden? I was gonna say that's pretty badass. But
I mean, I am badass, but not that badass. But
she is badass. Let's get that hashtag going. Wrestling doll is badass. Let's get that hashtag going. But Joe Coffey, the dogs. See, even the dogs. I hear the dogs, and I understand. I speak dog, which probably I shouldn't have told people, but I speak dog. The other day I spoke to a dog, and you know what that dog told me? That dog said, I hate Bill Goldberg. And I said, I understand your pain, dog. So yes, absolutely. I understand dog completely. I'm fluid in dog. I have a degree in dog. Yo, I'm sorry. Can we
hang around with the hat?
No, it's all good. But let's get this. Look, this chat is on fire right now because we have Jay Breaker in the house. He might want to sit here and say, Jay, what's that? JL? I feel like he had
just say JL.
But this, right, because my pronunciation stinks. I appreciate that. But he's sitting there and said, so let me get this straight. No Braun Breaker. There was no Braun Breaker tonight.
No.
I need
he's
to
probably suspended because he gave Von Wagner a skull fracture.
Shawn Michaels does not have the heart to do anything like that. Shawn Michaels don't believe in rules. Listen, I grew up in that 1997 era, and everyone thinks Shawn Michaels has everyone fooled, but not me. I went to unfool school, so you can't fool me, Michaels. Michaels is letting Braun run rapid, letting him do what he wants. He don't believe in rules, but I believe in rules. And let me tell you something. I don't make the rules. I read them out loud, and all I know is Shawn Michaels is let's get that hashtag going. I like hashtag Shawn Michaels is rude. Let's get that going, guys in the chat. Please, let's get that going. Let's go. Please, I need someone to listen to me, or everyone gets a negative 10 point. Russell Dog, take negative 10 points for the chat. Thank you. But what do you think about Duke losing to Joe Carter?
Well, I'm gonna say this about the segment from before that. It was a cute segment. It was nice seeing JC be like a big sister figure to Thea Hale. All the outfits she picked out for her were really cute. I would personally like to wear all of them, and it really shows. It showed just how muscular Thea Hale truly is, and I'm looking forward to see what final outfit they picked out for her next week. And as far as this match, it was pretty entertaining. I can't lie and say that I was bored out of my mind, because I wasn't. I mean, Duke Hudson's good. I've seen it since the breakout tournament from 2021.
Duke is I feel like I said this on the show before, so bear with me, guys, if I seem like I'm repeating. But I'm really just happy for Duke that he found something that really worked for him. I mean, I feel like he went through so many different gimmicks, and to find something that really worked, and I feel like the stuff with Chase U has been so beneficial to him that I'm just happy that things are going well for him. And he's getting so much TV time. There was a period. You guys remember when he was like the casino player and he had like the genie pants and all that stuff? So I'm just happy that he's getting TV time. Joe Coffey winning. I'll say Joe Coffey for later in the show when I give my thoughts. But let's talk about Roxanne Perez. She goes against Lola Vice. And this match did what it needed to do. Roxanne gets over. She gets the win. I didn't take major notes when it came to this match, but you keep Roxanne strong. She's one of your more featured superstars on NXT. Lola is somebody that they are still building, and also too, she's in a tag team. So her losing in a single match don't do anything to hurt her. Please add some thoughts on what you think, Wrestling Dog.
First of all, I like the little shout out to Miami Vice they gave with her little intro effect on the TV. I love that. Second of all, the people on NXT are really behind Lola Vice. The people of NXT love their Latina Cuban girls. Because even though Roxanne's the good guy, there are still people cheering for Lola Vice. So what I want them to do, I want NXT to do is I want them to build her up to become one of the more powerhouse heels that they have there. Don't turn her face, because that's going to hurt the momentum.
Right. I'm sorry.
Just stick her being a dominant heel powerhouse character like Raquel was before she turned face in NXT and way before she went up to the main roster.
Now, I wanted to ask you, so when you were saying that, you're talking about Lola, like he was a heel right now, right?
Yes.
No, that's a smart move. I would keep her as a heel right now, and eventually, I think you feed into that crowd. And
yeah, when the time's right, but yes. Not now.
Not now. And I totally agree with that. Absolutely. Okay, so the next we had a segment. So
look at Jeffrey, so sweet to us.
Yes, I absolutely so. Oh, was that me too? Because I can shake my hips. Like I will.
Well, for me, for Lola, for Elektra, for Roxanne, for Yulisa, for Valentina, all our lovely Latinas.
I was gonna say Shakira said hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie, and when you can't shake your hips, that's how you know that they ain't lying.
And we're looking at you bunch of old white guys who can't shake your hips, and you can just hear the bone.
Speaking of Latin, somebody needed to tell me that Cody Rhodes was Cuban because I did not know that.
Dude, let me tell you something. So when they had the whole Latin,
the Latin picture, the picture.
Bobby Lashley blew my mind. I just gotta say, Bobby blew my mind. I kind of knew Cody because his mother is, I think she's Cuban. I'm not too sure, but I know his
mother has to be Cuban. His dad's a white man.
He is. So no, the mother. But Bobby blew me away. I saw Bobby. I said, wait a minute, what? I said, wait, when was this? It blew my mind because I just never, I never thought that. Like, it never came across my mind. We got about, let's answer this question from George. This is an NXT review show, but still, this is a conversation about wrestling. George asked us, what are your thoughts about The Rock coming back? So, Wrestling Doll, I'll hand you the floor first.
Well, let's see. When he came back, I smelled what The Rock was cooking, and he cooked up a big old can of whoop-ass Stone Cold Steve Austin style Austin Theory, because his stupid ass don't know when to shut the fuck up and needs to stop making smart-ass comments like that. I mean, he's going to get himself killed by one of these people one of these days.
Well, I hope not. I don't want to see him get killed in the ring. But Rock coming back. So I was in Georgia. I went to go see a friend, and I wasn't really watching a whole lot of wrestling. But I was checking out my social media. And I remember early in the day, he had an interview with Matt McAfee. And there was always the talk that The Rock might come back, especially with the writer's strike and everything like that. But I was like, I don't know why. I just felt like The Rock was always going to find something to do. I felt like he always found a way to, he's not getting in the ring with Roman Reigns. Like, like I heard about the thing, he's going to be locked and all that stuff. Okay, cool. But I just felt like he always found a way to find something to do. So when he showed up on SmackDown, I was like, oh, you can't show up for WrestleMania, but you show up on SmackDown. And that goes to show you, if I could go into a bad guy promo here, that he is scared of our tribal chief. He showed up when Roman wasn't there because he knew that Black Adam don't stand a chance against the tribal chief. And I know this because, there's not going to be a sequel to Black Adam. And also, too, I want to throw out here real quick, I will never support a Rock movie again. Wrestling Dog, do you know why I won't support a Rock movie? I'm glad that you said that. So let me talk about the year 2003. You was around in 2003. I was around in 2003. I was a freshman in high school. And you know what this guy did? I know you guys always look forward to my Bill Goldberg rants, and I have a bunch of them. He brought in Bill Goldberg in 2003. He said, this is a good idea. Let's bring in the leader of the Ball Syndicate. So, yeah, I will never, once I got that little piece of information, Rocky, I will never support a movie. So if someone sit here and say, hey, let's go see this Rock movie, I will sit here, kick you in the dick, and then proceed to say, oops, I did it again. And you don't want me to say, oops, I did it again, because I know the lyrics. And I know this because...
Karaoke!
Hello. There we go.
Listen, I'm just going to say this, because J.O. made this comment. First of all, Bobby Lashley his mother is from Panama, not Cuban. However, like every culture, Cubans come in every color of the rainbow. We go from really, really light to Wesley Snipes dark. Just saying.
Like, it could have been.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't make that up. I stole that from a Gabriel Iglesias comedy special.
That's so freaking good. Woo! I was joking with that comment. It was sarcasm. Well, to be fair, Jay, we can't tell because
we never can tell with you because you're the lead of the Braun Breaker ass kissing syndicate. Now that I made up.
You know what, J.O.? One day
he says that Braun Breaker should have gotten that segment with The Rock, not Austin Theory. Braun Breaker's not in the main roster.
Not yet. And
he's not challenging The Rock, so
and honestly, if you put Braun Breaker against The Rock, you know that The Rock is going to go over.
The Rock is going to dominate.
Let's get that hashtag dominated. Rock will dominate Braun. Matter of fact, this is what happened. I can tell you how the match goes. Braun is going to get some offense going. Rock is going to counter because he's as quick as a cat. He's going to hit a rock bottom. The ring is going to explode, and then he's just going to pin Braun Breaker. That's what's going to happen. And this match was produced by Michael Bay. Let's get into the chat because JL says, whoosh, we got Jeffrey laughing. We got, what about Nia Jax coming back and crushing Rhea Ripley and Raquel? And last night against Chelsea, Piper Niven, and Zoe and Shane. You know, I'll just sit here and say, like, Nia's back. I wasn't big on Nia. So I mean, I just sit here and say shout out to you if you're a Nia Jax fan. But it doesn't do anything for me personally. What about you, Wrestling Dog?
I don't have anything against Nia Jax as far as like character work. In ring work, I'm not going to say she's the best, and I'm not going to say she's the worst, even though people say that she has a tendency of hurting people. Listen, there are plenty of other people in WWE that have had a reputation for that. Seth Rollins apparently has had a reputation for that, and people love him. Nia Jax apparently has a reputation for that. Everybody's saying, oh, she should leave. Or she's only here because The Rock is back. They brought her back in during the Royal Rumble. The Rock was nowhere to be seen around that time.
Right.
And as for that, they got to give Rhea somebody to fight with that isn't Natalia for the 20th millionth time.
Right. And that's the thing, too. I'm glad that you pointed that out because a lot of people are also mentioning that Rhea have pretty much ran through the women's division and they need someone. A lot of these women are not a challenge to her, you know. Shout out to Zelina Vega. I thought she had
they had a good match at Backlash.
Yes, absolutely. Natalia and her had a better match on that one episode of Raw. Not the one that they had
the match that we could have gotten at the pay-per-view that they were fighting at, but due to them having to cut said match, they had to make it a squash. On Natalia's birthday, of all things.
I would hate to lose on my birthday like that. I'm trying to think who else she faced. I feel like she faced a lot of other women, and Raquel seemed like she was supposed to be the biggest threat, right?
Yes, until Nia apparently injured her and Rhea too.
Is that a shoe or is that a
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm hearing that.
It could be like when she accidentally broke Becky Lynch's face and made Becky one of the biggest stars in the late 2010s.
We got real quick, I just want to read in the chat. We got Jack injured a dozen people. Lash Legend. We got Jay saying Lash Legend. I don't see her winning in 2020. And the only reason I don't see that only because she's not even on the main roster, so I don't see that.
Well, I mean, they bring in NXT people all the time for the Rumbles now.
We got Jeffrey, he says it's clearly how WWE is using the injury storyline for her. So they pretty much, and I could see what you mean there, Jeffrey, like pretty much that they hear the chatter and they're like, let's dig deep into that.
They're like, we know that Nia has a reputation for injuring people. Let's make it an actual thing in here. She's known now for destroying everybody. Yeah.
And maybe that's for the better. I don't know. I once again, I was never big on Nia. I also sit here and go because everyone talking about Nia injuring people. Asuka shared a tweet some time ago. I forgot how many days ago, but she was like, "Yeah, she didn't really injure Kyrie. Kyrie was, there was something she said about Kyrie. Pretty much like everyone was worried about her, but she was good." And I can only go by what the wrestlers are saying because
that's how you know how believable it is then.
Yeah. So
if the people think that she is like really seriously injured, then that definitely says to people like, wow, she can really make somebody look like they're hurt really bad.
We got George, he said Rhea was in a shirt with her fiance Buddy Murphy at a soccer game. Cool. And we got Jay who says Asuka says a lot. But I sit here and go, if the wrestler is telling me, like, hey, you guys are worried about nothing, and they're backstage. You remember how, and I saw this recently, and I will continue to NXT. But I just saw recently, there's a picture of Nia and Charlotte, and the dirt sheets were saying for the longest time, these women hate each other. But there's a picture of them on Instagram saying happy birthday. Because you remember that one incident and Nia hit a two-piece. I'm not even gonna, it was a two-piece and a Sprite. And if you don't like Sprite, Pepsi, because I've been drinking a
It
whole
was
lot
a
of Pepsi.
2-piece and a biscuit with a side of mashed potatoes with gravy, mac and cheese, collard greens. It was the whole soul food feast over there.
I would sit here and say, take the mashed potatoes, because I seriously dislike mashed potatoes.
Why?
But you said collard greens, mashed potatoes, dude. Like, no, it's in the category for me for peas. But you like mashed potatoes.
Yes, I like potatoes.
Potatoes are great. I like French fries. That's potatoes. I like potatoes, and you put butter on it because it's like cool. But mashed potatoes, like, I'll eat it, but like, I'll eat it.
Oh, I found the tweet that she put out about Kyrie. It was a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She said wrestlers fight knowing there is a possibility of injury. Mm-hmm. Kyrie doesn't blame anyone for her injuries. She is not stupid, but are you a victim? After someone replied to her, look what she did to your friend, talking about a opening on her head.
Oh, there we go. There's the tweet. There's the hello. There we go. We got Jeffrey, you hate mashed potatoes. I think he's talking about you. You hate mashed potatoes?
No, he's talking about you.
Jeffrey, you just
were the one going on and on about it. I love mashed potatoes.
Jeffrey, George, take away 10 points from Jeffrey because he's rude. I like to send a message. That was a soul food. That wasn't soul food. I'm not gonna lie. The meal that you presented, Wrestling Doll, after the show, I'm going to a store and go grab something to eat. I might call off work because that was delicious. Without the mashed potatoes. I'm not gonna lie. I went to a friend's house. His lovely lady made a meal and he made peas. And once again, I said plenty of times, who just eat peas? I ate it because I'm respectful. And I will eat mashed potatoes because I am respectful. There we go. George with the negative 10 point. George is a heel. He just loves taking away points. We got I do love mashed potatoes. Potato chips. I'm sorry.
Potato chips are good.
Potato chips are fantastic. Let's talk about we talked about Roxanne and Lola. Let's talk about Dom and Carmelo Hayes. There's not really much to talk about in this match because we didn't get a clear winner.
No, that's because it ended in DQ because Ilya got in the ring and started beating the crap out of Dominic. Because Carmelo threw Dominic onto Ilya, either intentional or by accident, but either way, that was crazy. But Dominic also slapped Ilya in the face, and that's why he went in and attacked Dominic. And then
you can't do that. No.
Ilya got his revenge and hit
No.
So basically, the match was
hit both of them though. Yeah.
The match was a insanity. First of all, I was with the injury storyline. I was glad that Mommy was not there to tell Dominic what to do every 10 seconds because apparently he can't think with his own head.
There's a joke in there, but go ahead.
Yes, there was. Match was pretty good. It did what it needed to do. I was watching this. I was thinking to myself, who is going to win in this? And the other one who loses not look weak. And then as it was happening, I was like, a DQ. That's how they both look good. That's how they both look strong and nobody looks bad.
Yeah.
By a DQ.
Yeah. No,
Carmelo accidentally hits Dragunov with Dominic. Ilya accidentally hits Carmelo trying to go for Dominic while he gets out of that ring. And then Dragon Lee comes up from behind Dominic and super kicks him in the face, Uso style, and picks up that North American Championship belt. Which if that happens at No Mercy, I'm going to scream.
Well, they're gonna have a match Monday, and that's where Mustafa Ali
was whining and bitching and moaning and complaining about, which we will get to in a bit.
Yes, he was very upset about this. I was talking to as I was watching the show, I was talking to Sawyer, and I told her, I said, I feel this Monday Dominic drops the title to
Dragon Lee.
Yes, I see him dropping the title to him because the thing with Dom, he don't have to be the champion for a long time. It's the visual, right? So you see Judgment Day with all the championship gold. You have Dom as the North American
Championship, Rhea as the women's champion, Finn and Damian as the undisputed tag team champion / Damian Priest as Senior Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Damian's killing it. Like, I don't know. If people don't like Damien,
I've loved Damien since day one. Although
thank you.
his U.S. champ run did start getting stale for me, only because he was fighting the same 5 people.
Yeah, I can understand. I think right now with Damien, right now him being in the Judgment Day has been so beneficial that I think
He's
people will
been
be behind it.
benefiting from it the most, if not
Yeah.
Finn Balor too.
Who?
And Finn. He's actually getting pushes. He's actually getting good matches. He's now a Grand Slam champion.
Well,
that would have never happened if Vince McMahon was still running shit.
Well,
because we all know Vince McMahon doesn't like Finn Balor.
Well, being a Grand Slam champion is cool, but like, was he the Grand Slam poobah?
Like, no, you're the only person that can be the Grand Slam poobah. Let's make that a hashtag, Grand Slam poobah.
Let's get that. Warman, I see you. Get that hashtag going, Warman. Just get that going. I want Warman because I see Finn and Priest got KO and Sammy again. Yes. Because everyone's talking about Finn, but I'm like, that's cool, but Grand Slam poobah. Come on, let's get that as a shirt. I want everyone to write the executive consultant and his shitty
We'll make
DM.
that into a shirt. I'm gonna go to the mall that I used to work with at, and I'm gonna make a shirt that says "Whoop that trick" and wear it to NXT one of these days. They need to make that into merch if they haven't already.
They should.
Why haven't they made that into merch?
They are slipping. They should actually make that a shirt. They are wilding with that. I agree.
You know how many people chant "Whoop that trick" every time he gets in that ring?
Oh, they be going in.
Go beat your ass on.
Yes, absolutely.
It's the best part.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we got it going.
Let's get that going. Everyone, I want you guys to write the executive consultant. The executive consultant, get off your unflattering ass. Let's get this merch going. I'm marketable. Give the people what they want. Chris sucks. But let's talk about this. It was a triple threat. We had Duke Hudson against Nathan Frazier and Joe Coffey. So this is Group B. And since it was a tie, they had a triple threat, which they were teasing. I feel like last week they were teasing it.
They were teasing it a little bit since saying like, oh, if so-and-so wins or if so-and-so wins, we're going to wind up in a tie. And I was thinking, there's going to be a three-way match.
Yes.
I did not expect the winner to be the winner.
Word.
Not in a bad way, but like I wasn't expecting it.
I agree with that completely. Please take the floor, man.
I mean, Joe Coffey is not a bad wrestler, like at all. I prefer Nathan Frazier and Duke Hudson over Joe Coffey because unlike them, he bores the hell out of me. And also, can we talk about how the Metaphor freaking looked like they were in the Matrix again?
Whoa!
What were they doing? Are they trying? Listen, I feel like they're trying to coordinate what they're trying to do for Halloween this year at NXT, which luckily is on a Tuesday. But I'm just like, what is going on here?
It took me. I'll be quite frank with you. It took me a minute to realize that this was the Matrix for whatever.
But Vic also said that.
I don't listen to Vic. Vic is an idiot.
But Booker T agreed with something that Vic said for once.
Who? Me?
No, Booker. Booker T actually said on commentary, I agree with you this once.
Well, you know what it is? It's, like when you're part of the Make People Feel Good Club.
Jeffrey.
I thought they were the So he thought one of them was like Undertaker 99 with the goatee. That is hilarious.
That would be Noam Dar. Noam Dar would be Undertaker with the goatee. With his hair now.
No, you get it. No, absolutely. The goatee, like that was a look. That was a look. I'm on social media hiatus, but wanted to stop by to show the fam some love.
We love you too.
We haven't heard from you in a minute, bro. I hope all is well with you, sir. And thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it so much. Appreciate it so much. We appreciate that's the cool thing about Unpopular Review here.
We're family.
We are family. Let me plug some things real quick because we're gonna get ready to go into the main event. We're gonna try to wrap this up under like 50 minutes. We want to sit here and say to you guys in the chat, I know I give you guys hell. but I'm the top babyface of Unpopular Review. Wrestling
You're
Girl,
the top male baby face.
you're in the top 5. It's me, you, Sawyer. Chris eats garbage with a fork. Um, he has a knife. He cuts it, and then he sits here, put the fork in the sloppy ham, and sit here and say, "Boy, oh boy, I know I give Chris hell, but what are they going to do? Are they going to fire me? No one's going to fire me. That's real glass. Cry me a river. Boom." There's a new Chris. Everyone say hi to new Chris. We got new Chris right here. Unless he's been in the chat before and I don't know this, but we're gonna call you new Chris. Matter of fact, we're gonna call you
He
better
popped
Chris.
up once or twice.
He's better Chris. We like this guy. It's better Chris. We don't like Chris. So you understand, Chris, we're talking about the boss of Unpopular Review who will never fire me. And I hope that he sees this clip. I would pull my pants down, but we don't want the ratings going. I don't want to get the ratings like that. We want to say to you guys in the chat, you guys are awesome. You guys are fantastic. You guys join in right after NXT. Listen to us talk.
I love Jeffrey.
The whole look remind me of Take Us Call. Jeffrey's fantastic. Jeffrey is a winner. Jeffrey, you are, you would have to be the second person. Like, fan of the year got to be H-Man. I'm sorry, but you are number 2 now. We'll give that to you. The Expendables. You know, I learned recently they made a 4th Expendables. That is wild to me. But we just want to say you guys are awesome. You guys join us right after NXT. You guys join us for our many different rants. We talk NXT, wrestling, all that stuff. And we want to sit here and say thank you guys. Too sweet to you guys. Can't say it because the thing blocked it, but I'm going to raise it up one more time. Too sweet to you guys. Let's talk about this main event and take this show home. We have Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James, and they go against Becky. Now, originally, Becky's partner was supposed to be Roxanne Perez. She showed up.
No, technically, Roxanne offered to be her partner since it was a 2-on-1 handicap match, but Becky was like, "No, you just went up against Lola Vice and nearly pulled your shoulder out of its socket. You need to go ice that first." And somebody posted a picture that's talking about it, and they're like, "Well, Lyra should be in there instead because that's her fellow Irishman."
Right.
And then as Becky was coming out and getting attacked by those two, no surprise there because they have nothing better to do and wanted to win the dirty way. Lyra comes in out of nowhere and helps fight with Becky, and then it gets turned into a tag match.
Yes.
Which was a pretty good tag match, which people knew that Kiana and Tiffany had chemistry due to their matches on main event in the main roster whenever they do fly them over there. But seeing them work as a tag team was pretty interesting. I mean, you had the life-size muscle Barbie and the life-size CEO Barbie working together. Listen, Barbie doesn't have to be blonde all the time. She can be brunette, as shown in the Barbie movie.
You know, I thought this movie was on streaming because I wasn't gonna go to
now it's on digital.
It's on digital? Okay. All right. You saw the movie. What did you think about it?
I enjoyed the movie. If it ever gets talked about on entertainment, I'm joining.
I don't think it did. And if it didn't, I will, if it's on, you said it's on digital, I will watch it and just join you for that because we are a hell of a duo. I will sit here and say real quick, I feel like months have been by, so spoilers, but there's a war in this movie. And I said, there's a war in this movie?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm not going to spoil anything.
We'll save that for an after show conversation.
I'm not Duke Hudson and not the spoiler.
She is not the spoiler. This match did what it had to do. So you mentioned Lyra, and you said they were mentioning like, why is she not in it? She should come out. And it made sense because last week she approached Becky and said, you know, welcome to NXT and talked about the influence that she is. I also sit here and go. So Tiffany and Becky are going to have a match at No Mercy.
Yes.
It's going to be
the rematch.
Yes, it's going to be a rematch. But
they had the match. Becky had both Kiana and Tiffany in her hands.
Yeah.
Like basically nearly broke their necks almost with like a DDT of some sort. Having Tiffany roll out of the ring, which I wasn't sure why at first. Kiana gets pinned by Lyra with a being splashed on. And then as it ends, Tiffany comes back up and hits both of them with the chair. And I'm like, now I get why she rolled out. That was the actual surprise. What she and Kiana did in the beginning was just what they wanted the people to think was the surprise.
Right.
And then instead of Becky just lying down there taking it, she gets a mic and she tells Tiffany, you know what? You want to go there? We're making it an Extreme Rules match. I know mercy. So watch out.
You know, we're gonna have a prediction show eventually. I think we have one more show before, because I thought it was this Sunday, but it's not. But they're gonna have Extreme Rules.
Well, for No Mercy?
Yes.
Well, No Mercy is next week.
It's next week. And we're going to be here. We got
yeah, I would know because one of my friends is going to be in a wrestling show next week, and he has a quote unquote little trial coming up because he betrayed his family in a show because one of his family members is a legend who actually had a retirement that day, and he ruined it by hitting him in the back of the chair. Seth Rollins destroying the Shield style. Sami Zayn beating Roman Reigns with the chair style. So he has a little trial next week.
Oh.
And the company's called Battlefield Pro Wrestling. So if anybody has Premier Streaming Network or wants or has a chance to find it and subscribe for at least like a monthly thing, do it. I already did it. And there you can also watch shows that this man has probably been lucky to go to a few times. House of Glory.
I have been lucky to go to House of Glory. They'd be out here in Queens. I didn't go to this latest one. I was once again out in Georgia. I thank God that so I've been trying to pick a fight with Cocaine Bear, but he's been scared. Cocaine Bear, WrestleMania 40, Philadelphia. All I'm saying is give the people what they want. Because I will be there and I will hit my finisher. I can't tell you guys what the name of it is, but whatever you guys think it is, that is the exact name of it. We got Sanderson. You know, shout out to Sanderson being in the chat. I'm surprised he's still up. It is 11 at night. I thought he would have been asleep by now after he drunk his warm milk. So shout out to him.
He says he wants to go ref out there.
I want to go ref out there. Where was this place that we spoke about? I know it's not Georgia.
New York. For the House of Glory shows, probably.
You know what? You know what? I sit here and say this. I want him to ref for my match because I'm calling out a challenge to the executive consultant. But I don't trust this guy to be a ref. I think he's very biased.
He's not.
Yes, he is. He's very biased. He. Have you not seen how this guy votes? How do you think the executive consultant wins every year? Host of the year?
Not because of this. He probably only did that because he lived there.
This man is in fear of his life. He sits there and tries to do everything. Oh, please, I'll call it down the middle. I don't trust you.
He does. I've seen plenty of shows where he's ref that. He calls it down the middle.
I think he wears underwears for 3 days and get a rash. I don't trust him. I'm just going to be quite frank.
Sounds like this where I'm glad this hat is big enough to cover my face.
Whoa! This is why we don't have promo battles anymore, because I would crush people.
You are our John Cena.
Fine speech. And not for nothing, when John Cena says that, you're done. You're really done. He humbled so many people. Roman, Rock, Miz, you name him, he humbled them. So we gotta give that to him. What we got in the chat? The chat's going by so fast. We got Mr. Sanderson. I'm so glad that he said, Z, I can say over. I wish I could have refed your match between you and Stan. Oh, nah, we didn't actually have a match, though. We were just fooling around in the ring. But that's really the NXT show. Let's plug some shows here. Wrestling Doll. Chat, let's talk to you guys. Unpopular Review is in this rebuilding phase. There's a lot of shows. We're working on so many things. Right now on Unpopular Review, you have the entertainment side of things. I know that they just did I think are they still doing so? I'm sorry. I know they just did Unpopular Review just did a show on the entertainment side. There's a link there. So you can click that link. Sorry, hiccups. Check them out. There's so much content there, not just on the wrestling side, but entertainment. We're doing right now, we're reviewing My Adventure with Superman. We should be doing it tomorrow around 8 o'clock or something like that. You can catch me in the trio. And there's so many other things going on in entertainment, so please click that link, check them out. There's also stuff on wrestling. You can catch me in the wrestling dog. Today's her birthday, guys. I mean, let's get this girl a happy birthday. This girl, she started here a few years ago. She was brand new to the wrestling field, and she has been killing it. How many? Three? We're saying three? Let's do it. Boom, we're putting up to 3. 3 years ago, and she has been a fan. She's been killing it. She has been a great contribution to here on Unpopular Review, and I'm very happy to have you as my partner. So please, let's get that happy birthday going again for her. I won't sing for you guys again because you have to pay me. But I do sit here and say you can catch us on Tuesdays. We're here. We're talking wrestling. You can catch the Mike Knox Show. It's on Monday, 6 p.m. He's constantly yelling. And I'm not going to hold you guys. I don't know if you believe me, but I don't like yelling. And I think that we have some other shows. But we're going to figure it out. Continue to follow Unpopular Review on all social media platforms. We're here to entertain you guys. We're here to make you guys laugh. We got I'll be back soon. Don't fret. I don't know what that means, Z. Fret?
Don't fret. Like, don't worry about it.
Oh. I'm sorry. My hip-hop lingo, it's still 2005. So I'm sorry, Z, but we can't wait to have you back. I'm surprised the Wrestling Raw didn't go out and get drunk. Oh my God.
Okay, first of all, I am not the executive consultant.
Thank you.
Second of all,
you know what? Thank God.
Second of all, the job that I have now, I have to be up early in the morning and be there in the morning. So I cannot afford to go out and get drunk on the weekdays.
And I want to let you guys know.
And even if I were to get drunk, and even if I were to go out on the weekends, I don't even drink that much to get drunk. Unless I'm stuck with the consultant, and by then I at least need some water or something to eat to balance that out.
I told the executive consultants, I said, Chris, you suck. That's it.
And let's not forget, since I'm here, I might as well plug in my YouTube channel. The Unofficial Camera Woman, as it is said under here, under my many names. Right now, I am at that 880 subscribers feel.
Woo!
I'm 120 away from my first 1K. So I'm trying to get it up. I'm not going to make a goal like saying like, oh, I want to get it up there by the end of the year, because I'm not one of those people. I just want it to build naturally.
So,
and I'm going to keep going to more and more shows. So I'm going to be exploring some other places. Maybe one day, if I get the chance, go to a show outside of Florida and film one there. Hell, maybe I'll even film a couple matches from some people I know if I ever go to New York for like House of Glory or something.
That would be fantastic if you come out there.
I know somebody that works with House of Glory, so it'll be fun to see.
I think he was telling me that, like, when we had like a extra conversation. I think he was telling me about that.
I did indeed. And yes. The Unpopular Review Entertainment site recently, a few days ago, talked about Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Also discussed Liar Liar, and they did talk about Saw 2 weeks ago. Saw 3.
I just learned that they're making a new Saw. My little sister was like, hey,
they are.
Yeah.
It's coming out in 10 days. I have a friend who is trying to watch Saw 1 through 9 before that happens. And I did watch the first Saw with them. It's very twisted, but I want to watch more, even though I don't usually like stuff like that.
I would watch that movie if I'm
when it's daylight.
Oh, I was
the curtains are open. I have everything I need to protect myself with, because that movie is terrifying.
I can imagine. Like I've never seen any of the Saw movies, but please check out their review on Saw. I said the Saw. We got also Sanderson. He mentioned go sub because I use her. He uses your content for her rough.
He does, and so do several of the other wrestlers who, whenever they want, or if I have it up, I send them the footage so they can use it. And it makes me happy to see it.
No, you do a fantastic job. Please subscribe to her if you haven't, and if you did, do it again.
Oh, look at him. He's so sweet.
Puts out all of my Florida.
He says puts out all of the best Florida indie wrestling content.
Shout out to David Sanderson. He said, or Sanderson Storm. He said, "I'm out in Jersey." So it's past his bedtime. Everyone says good night, young man. He's drunk his warm milk. He is tired of playing in the sandbox. He talked about my jokes are old, but they're funny. That's why I won funniest host last year. You didn't. So somebody take away 10 points for him, please. It makes me feel better. I like people taking away points. She blogs her stuff, and please check out her content. You can also check. We didn't do a show this past Sunday, but we plan on bringing back Big Pop episode 41. We're on the march of episode 50, and next month makes a whole year for Big Pop. Very proud of that. It was something different. Thank you for the claps. But we're marching to episode 50.
You're in demand. What can we say?
I hope so. And we hope that you guys enjoy it. We try to bring the same energy that we would do here on NXT. And once again, for Unpopular Review, we're going to continue to bring content. We're going to continue to do things. We got to talk about our nerd show that we've been talking about. We got to get that off the ground, right, Wrestling Dog?
Yes, we got to work on that now that I have this new job that will now allow me to that I'll be able to do more stuff like that. We would bring up every now and again stuff from like cartoons and stuff like that on here. Yes. And I had mentioned that we should do a podcast about that ourselves and talk about it. Since we talk about it from time to time here, why not? And I've already just picked out the first episode and everything, which I'm not spoiling. But it'll be a fun one if you like the certain cartoons that we will be talking about.
It's going to be fun if you enjoy the content that we both put out here. And that's the beauty of when you work with people and then you learn all these different things that you like and stuff like that. And I look forward to doing that because I love cartoons. Matter of fact, last week, Tiny Toon University came out or something like that. I think it was I grew up watching Tiny Toons and seeing the show was fantastic. We got Chris right here who's just said, I subscribe to her channel. Thank you for doing that. Please go if you haven't. We got George real quick before we go. And shout out to Jeffrey. Thank you for saying the podcast is awesome. We hope that you enjoy it. But he said, go back to my comment about Cora Jade possibly attacking Becky Lynch at No Mercy. Okay. I don't know how long Becky holds it, but I don't see Cora being the person. If you're saying then they set into a feud between Becky and Cora, sure, but I don't see Cora taking the title off her. Or if they do it, so potentially, like for me, I feel like Cora should win the championship before she gets called up, sure. But I feel like the main thing is they want to get that title on Lyra. I feel like there's a reason why they've been building her up. And also, too, in this main event, they've had her team up with Becky. I feel like there's a reason why they're doing that. And I just can't help but go, that title is going to be around her waist. I don't have a timetable, but I feel like that's where we're going. Please
that title will be around her waist. And I think Cora will be the one to take it away from her one day in the future.
You know what? Sure. Because I feel like Cora should win that championship before being called up. I feel like she should win that title before she's being called up. And I would be for that. I remember a period where I felt like Roxanne wins it and then Cora wins it, and then that didn't go the route that I thought. And that's fine.
I'm just happy that it didn't wind up with them two playing hot potato with that title.
Jeffrey is so fantastic. He said Jack putting in the ooh in the Mary J. Blige song Family Feud on the podcast was live. Well, real quick, I know I trash people. I can't trash my co-host because I'm terrified. But she starts the song with the ooh. Look up Mary J. Blige Family Affair. And when you hear that, you're gonna say Jack was right. So yes, give me a 23 points because 23 is my favorite number. I can see Lyra Valkyria being the NXT Women's Champion. That is George. Roxanne needs one more run for the NXT Women's Champion before she is called up. That is Chris. And we got Warman. That's that's Chris. Warman says, I think Roxanne is going to get a title shot somehow. I see. Oh, Roxanne? But she doesn't need to win the championship. Like, sure, but does she? I ask you guys this. Do you think she needs to win the championship? I don't think so. We got Warman. That's a possibility because Roxanne will be the third woman to be a two-time NXT Women's Champion. I don't see her winning the championship personally. Personally, I don't see that. But do you want to say anything before we wrap this up?
Well, I just wanted to say I had fun like always. I thank everybody that wished me a happy birthday today. And I cannot wait to start up the podcast that we will be doing in the future.
It's gonna be great.
And I wish everybody a good night. And I give you all hugs.
Listen, everyone, be kind to people, be lovely to people. Thank you guys for always tuning up to Unpopular Review. Follow all the social media platforms. There's so much content going on here. We talk wrestling, we talk movies, we talk TV shows, reality show. I didn't even mention Mike Knox and
Captain Sawyer talk about the challenge on MTV.
Please check that out. Please check out Entertainment. There's a link there so you can check out our sister network. And we're going to continue to pump content. There's going to be stuff. We're going to have top 5. Matter of fact, do you want to? This is your birthday week, madam. Do you want to talk about the idea top 5?
So the idea that I presented to the executive consultant as well as the Grand Puma being there before we started is that I do a top 5 discussing my top 5 women's matches of WWE that really entranced me as I started watching wrestling.
And I look forward to that. That sounds fantastic. We want to sit here and say once again, happy birthday, Wrestling Dog. Thank you for all that you bring to Unpopular Review. I know the chat loves you. We love you. We sit here and say, as we close this show, Badguy should be the executive consultant.
Someone needs to talk to the executive consultant about that then, because that one's not here.
I would sit here and say no, because I feel like there's a clip in here. Let me see if I can find. There is okay. I have a clip. So this is my reaction to you saying that. I have a clip. Hold on, give me a minute. Can I play this clip? All right, good.
Congratulations.
How did I know that was going to be it? You're muted again.
I love that clip because, and here's the executive consultant who's saying, why do you have these things? And I sit there and say, executive consultant. Anyway, that's the show. I want to say thank you again. I keep saying thank you. I'm such a baby face. I can't help it. Wrestling Dog, why don't you say bye to the lovely people? Good night, lovely people.